So, Morgan, the only character who has been in the series since the first comic book, other than Rick, just got bit. Will he die? Will he survive? We'll find out in part 3. I just need my freaking glass of water. So, No Way Out, part 3, number 82. Morgan says, "Oh, I don't want to die." And he says, "Then just get up. Come on." All the zombies are surrounding them. "Come on, let's go." And Morgan stands up. He's not going to give up yet. Michonne runs over with her sword. And he says, and Rick yells, "Come on, we need to cut off his arm. That's the only way we're going to save him." And he's like, "My arm? What are you?" And since the sword has been retired, the first thing that it does, cuts off Morgan's arm. So Michonne cuts off his arm, and Rick is trying to carry him. They need to get him out of there and get him healed up before he dies. And she says, "Come on, let's just go." And she's kicking ace, killing zombies. She's herself again. Yay! Abraham and a whole bunch of other people show up and they say, "We got this. Come on, you go. Move out, yo." And everyone is moving out. Michonne and Rick are carrying Morgan. They're just going to go to Rick's house. They can't get to Dr. Cloyd's in time. Hopefully Cloyd will come with them. All the zombies are starting to pile in. Back at the building where our 4 are there, Glenn is like, "Oh crap, doesn't look good." And Glenn says a very surprising statement and just says, "Okay, we're not going to live through this." I mean, I know I sound skeptical, but I mean, I've seen bad, and this is completely just really, really bad, alright? It's never been like this. This is, I mean, things are not looking good. I mean, I know that, I don't know if any of you guys are going to live through this, but I know that I'm not. I'm not going to live through this, and I know it. So, Glenn is pretty certain that he's going to die. Ah, man, Glenn, what? Guess that's why he was giving everyone that funny look. So, Abraham and everyone are kicking A, killing all the zombies. There are lots of them. And, Abraham starts freaking out, and there are lots of zombies. Just too many. And, they're saying, "Alright, come on, we need to retreat. We need to retreat, alright? There are too many of them." Back at the house, they healed up Morgan. He's not doing too good. He lost a lot of blood. Michonne is sitting next to Morgan, who's unconscious, and she's like, "Dang it, Morgan." Maggie and Sophia get into the house, and she says, "Lock the doors. We need to lock the doors now." And he's like, "What? What's wrong?" "Just look outside." Dun, dun, dun. Lots of zombies all over the place. So Abraham is still trying to kill zombies. He's alone now all of a sudden. Rosita shows up and just tries to help him out. And she's saying, "Come on, we need to run, alright? Eugene ran away. That's all I saw. We need to get out of here now." And Abraham mentions Holly, and Rosita gives a look like, "Ah, geez, he's talking about her again." So Rosita might actually know about the affair. So everyone else is locked in their houses. Carl is watching Morgan. And, you know, they just need to lock their houses and stay inside for now and keep quiet. It's very dangerous. So Carl is watching Morgan. Morgan is awake. And I'm just going to try and summarize this as much as I can. Morgan just basically tells Carl that, "I know, I saw you shoot Ben. I saw you shoot Ben." And Carl says, "I know you did." He says, "This whole thing, all of the stuff that you have been through, it's changed you so much. Just try and hold on to your humanity a little longer, okay?" Douglas is standing by the window, seeing all the zombies. He says, "This is all my fault." He's losing it even more. He says, "I'm a terrible person. I suck." He's freaking done. Gabriel is in his church, and Eugene and Nicholas are trying to break in. They're like, "Let us in, Gabriel, let us in." And finally, he lets them in. Come on. Jesse and Rick are getting along very well. Carl is talking with Morgan, and Morgan just says, "You need to be very careful. During all this time, he's coughing up a storm, and he's coughing up blood. He's not looking too good." And eventually, Morgan, after his very, impassionate speech, he just tells Carl, "You have to be strong, Dwayne." And Carl says, "I'm not Dwayne. Dwayne's dead." He says, "He is." And he starts crying. Oh, Morgan. A man with no reason to live. So, back at the rooftop, Andrea and Spencer are talking, and she's thinking, all right, we might be able to drive a car into them and get everyone out of there. And Spencer just says, why don't we just leave, you know? Just me and you, you know? Together. I mean, we love each other. We could just escape out of here. I don't care about my dad anymore. And he's being a very, you know, rude person. Well, good old Andrea punches him in the face and says, that's about the end of you and me. So she doesn't like his idea. Back at the household with Maggie, Ron, Sophia, Jesse, Michonne, Morgan, Rick, Carl, all of them. Everyone's really scared, but Carl's like, don't be scared. And Rick is like, all right, I don't think we have any other choice. We need to make a run for it. And Jesse just says, what? Why are we... No, we can't make a run for it, Rick. Why would we do that? And he says, okay, I'm sorry, but I don't care about anyone else, all right? I don't care about anyone else, okay? All that I care about is us. We need to make a run for it. Just us, and get out of here, okay? The thing to think about, the thing to keep in mind about other people's children, they're not our children. So Rick just made a very, you know, selfish comment. Hi, Rick. So that's it for part 3. Dun, dun, dun. And now, the most recent comic book, No Way Out Part 4. So, throughout this No Way Out journey, we have had a lot of big cliffhangers and stuff. This one, by far, has the biggest cliffhanger. And lots of people die in this one, too. Lots of people die in this comic book. I'm just going to say that now. It's not the final part, though. It's part 4, and part 5 is coming out tomorrow. I cannot wait. I don't know what's going to happen. But this freaking comic book is insane. So, Rick apologizes. He just says, I'm being honest. All I care about is us. I mean, we need to just... we just need to get out of here alone. Get out of here on our own and escape. I mean, there's nothing we can do for anyone else, alright? He says, come on, let's gather our supplies, you know, and get out of here while we still can. And, so, you know, they're all looking at him like, whoa. So, Michonne is standing over Morgan. She apologizes, and Michonne basically just tells us something that we never really knew about her. You know how Michonne has been, you know, the kick-A tough, cold chick? Well, Michonne just tells Morgan that, she's never been like that. In fact, that's not who she is. She's actually a very, you know, nice and caring person, but, you know, I really liked you, Morgan, and she really liked him, and she's very upset. And she just says that I fake being all, you know, cold-hearted and stuff like that. I try to hide my true emotions. I feel that it leaves me exposed. And apparently she's just acting like how she is. She's really good at it, though. And she just, you know, apologizes, hoping that Morgan can forgive her. And she's sitting over him, and he's not responding. And she says, Morgan? She starts to cry. Morgan ain't waking up. So, Rick, asks, everyone if they're gonna leave, and Maggie says, I'm staying here with Sophia, okay? We're not fast, and we're not gonna make it out there with you. You just need to get out of here while you can. I mean, there's nothing we can do now. We're just gonna stay here. I don't want to risk Sophia's life like that. And he says, you know, I actually have an idea for that. This is a cool part. He grabs a zombie from outside and pulls it inside, and says, alright, I've done this before, but you might want to get the kids out of here. He grabs his hatchet, his handy hatchet from the very beginning. He's had that hatchet for a very long time. Abraham and Rosita are alone in a house, and he's like, it's okay, Rosita, we'll be safe in here. And she just says, just hold me, I can't stop shaking. Lots of people are scared. Gabriel and the other two, you know, they're talking and stuff, and Eugene asks if he's got anything to eat. Aaron and Eric, they're alone in a house. They're hoping everything will be safe. Holly is on top of a house with all the zombies there. Douglas is pointing a gun at his head, and he's saying, I can't do it. Oh, no. Our other four on the rooftop, Andrea's saying, alright, here's the plan, okay? We're gonna split up into 2 teams. We're gonna try and distract the zombies as much as we can. Maybe that'll draw them back and the other people will be able to escape. Michonne is standing over Morgan, and she says, I'm sorry, Morgan. Thunk. "What the heck are you doing?" That's what Dr. Cloyd says. And it's Rick. And he says, "I've done this before, right? Here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna cut up this zombie, and we're gonna rub the guts all over ourselves. That'll, get the smell away from us, and that'll distract the zombie so that they won't go after us. Just like they did in the very beginning, he and Glenn did. That's pretty cool. They brought that theme back, the whole rubbing guts all over yourself." He says, he sees Michonne walking down the steps, and he says, "Michonne?" And Michonne just tells him, "Morgan is dead."